So today is June 22nd and it's a Monday. In 3 days, we're going to be playing the university gig, and to the minute actually, in 3 days it's going to be sound check. A couple of days ago I received the final documents, the writers and everything associated with the live show. They told us because of the crazy weather. Let me actually pull up the article. Pull up the document article. I've been a teacher for too long. Let me find it. So they are calling it the French equivalent of, what's the word, roadmap. And let me see if there's any specific information that I need to blur before. Nah, we're good. So let me show you. As you can see, June 26th, there are three possible locations for the show depending on the weather and depending on the usability of the areas. I'm actually going to go to these places, at least these two today, like the top one and the middle one, and for the third one, depending on what happens, maybe in a couple of days. They will tell us that 76 hours in advance if there's rain in the previous days. There hasn't been a lot of rain, so probably we're going to be on the university grounds. It's going to be an open air show. Our set is going to be from 7:15 to 8 p.m. and around 2:15 we're going to arrive at the university ground from one of the back doors, from like here. The venue is like that, like the venue is the pink box here, and from the blue arrow we'll be getting in because of the security and everything. We're gonna check in our gear. We're gonna hang here. There's gonna be a bunch of like apartments here that we could use probably. We'll do the sound check here, blah blah. So 2:15 we arrive, 2:30 to 3:30 we're going to be installing the stuff. Like we're gonna be hooking everything up, cabling in, and we're gonna probably do a sound check with the company, like the audio company is called Wave Event, and the lights is just a name, a person called Flora. Then, so from 2:30 to 3:30 we have the sound check and like the final balance and line check and everything. 7:15 to 8 is our show. 8:05 we need to make sure that everything is ready to go. So we have around 5 minutes after the show is finished to basically disconnect and boom. Now this is a completely doable thing. The good thing is that because I think the band after, I don't know about the band before us, but I think that because the band after us, they're also like a large band and they have drums, they will provide their own drums. We just needed the cymbals and the snare, and I don't know if you can see, but I got the snare and the cymbals yesterday, so we should be okay. I shout out Arno for helping out with his own personal snare. So hell yeah, we gotta be careful not to break it. A bunch of phone numbers to contact people in case we get lost. And this is the way that we're supposed to set up. I'm standing in the front, naturally. To my right is gonna be the keyboard, it's gonna be Cheyenne. To my left is gonna be Alexandre, and bass is going to be roaming behind us. And then at the far back is gonna be the drums. Hopefully there's a riser that we could like put the drums a little bit higher than me. Hopefully, I really hope. I should actually ask for that. And boom. And since we don't have amps or cabs for this show, I decided to go over everything in the box with impulse responses. Setting up and getting a good sound shouldn't be super hard since I have dialed in all of our patches. In my DAW, I've EQ'd them in a way that they don't interfere with one another. It's hopefully going to be okay. Then again, I say hopefully, but 95% preparation it should be enough. That 5% we have to wait and see. Another thing that I have done, the set list is ready. I've used large fonts, so if there's anything we need to write in between the tracks for ourselves, we can do that. For example, maybe I'm just using Vic as an example, my old buddy and the bass guy. He usually plays the first song with a pick, but the second song he plays with his fingers. It's just a good reminder. For me personally, what I would be writing on that piece of paper is which guitar I will be using for which song. If I have to say something specific in between the songs, I write out, here's where I talk. Here's where I introduce the drummer. Usually that's how I do it. Even though, again, we have a pretty decent memory for these things, and it's a smaller scale show, but the standards are the same. If I'm playing 2 songs or if I'm playing like a 2-hour gig. It's better to be over-prepared than to be under-prepared and get surprised. And finally, after printing and everything and going to the venues, the last step of today is going to be me finalizing the short videos that we have here for the advertisements and for, the social media and everything. I need to find a good story. I believe I've marked some of these audio files, some of these video files. This is going to become like a sub 1 minute video. Where Alexan and Andres and Simon will be introducing themselves and inviting people to the show. Alexan is doing it in French, Andres is doing it in Spanish, and Simon is doing it in English. So it's going to be pretty cool. I have to add the subtitles, edit, color correct, add music, use the texts, and then post them up. I should post them up before 9 p.m. tonight. That's where like the peak of my Instagram page is based on the insights. And so that's going to be what will be happening. So I'm gonna finish up the video right now, and then I'm gonna go to the university grounds to scout the location, see if they're installing the stage, maybe print the documents as well. Video, and then walk to university, venue check, printing, see ya. I am on the university campus. I did the printing. I printed 8 copies. Our band, well, we're 5, and I have 3 extra copies of one. Usually I keep 1 extra just in case for reserves. 1 I give to the sound guy or the light guy. In this case, the light. I think Fiona is a girl's name, so the light girl. Usually I give 1 copy of the track list to the front of the house people. That way, if they want to know which song is which, if they want to see the tempos and the vibes and everything, well, they would have some kind of a reference point. Now I'm on my way to the supposed area where they're gonna set up the venue or the stage. I just passed by the Plan B location, and the Plan B is fully under construction. I don't suppose Plan B is gonna happen. And well, today is the first day, official day of summer, and this is not really a weather that you would associate with rain. And so I think at this stage, well, no pun intended, there's gonna be the stage. So I would imagine, well, you see where those people are sitting in the shades next to the tree. I would imagine they will set up like the stage there. I would imagine that. Or maybe it's going to be in front of the atrium building there, and we will play this way. It's one of those two. It would be weird if they decided to put the stage there, heading that way. It would make more sense for me to either be that way, looking this way, like we would be playing this way, or there, playing that way. Which is, well, for now, none of them. You know, walking by these buildings as whatever it is I am now today, it fills me with a lot of, what's the word I'm looking for? Feelings that are ineffable. I'm unable to describe them. Joy, it's pride, it's privilege. It reminds me of the path that I've been on to get here. It's ridiculous. A couple of years ago, I would walk these hallways hoping to find somebody that would listen to me beg for an interview, conversation, to consider me for an admission as a student. And now this. You know what? We take those. Man, it is hot. Oh God, it is so hot today. It's gonna be all right. Now, usually by this stage, like a few days before the show, I have somewhat regular conversations with the bands, with the people that I have the pleasure to, play alongside, and ask if they need anything specific, if everything is all right, if they need a specific document, note, whatever. And usually there's something that's wrong or something that needs a bit of an improvement. This is the first time, I think, in forever that everything seems to be going in a nice direction. Although I have to be precise, and that is we are a 5-piece band. We are 2 guitars, 1 bass, 1 drums, and 1 keyboards. And my keyboard guy, my old buddy Cheyenne, he is in Paris. He's gonna come to Strasbourg, I believe tomorrow, I think. And tomorrow night we have a rehearsal with him. However, I am not worried at all about him because we've played these songs before together a bunch of times. And in fact, he's been producer in pretty much, I think, in all of the songs that we've played, he's been the producer that we're playing for this show. So the final things that are on my mind are going to be about the possible problems about the possible issues that we are, like unforeseen, basically events, unforeseen happenstances, consequences, whatever you want to call it. Number one, there could be a problem with the audio, with the wireless units, with the microphones, and that is something that are completely, that's something that's out of our control. Everybody has a spare cable. If our wireless units happen to fail, it happens. It hasn't happened to us so far, but it does happen. It's technology, and it's modern technology. So by design, it is kind of stupid. It is kind of designed to be good for a certain number of years or months or whatever. So if something like that happens, we are immediately ready to replace the wireless units from our guitars to our multi-effects with a cable. Number two is if something happens in the audience, if somebody has a medical emergency or something like that happens. It has happened before in my shows, and 99.9% of the times, back when I had a manager, he would always tell me, whatever happens, even if you hear gunfire, do not stop the song. That was like his almost verbatim phrasing. He said, whatever happens, your job is not to create more confusion. So you just keep on with the song, and it's our job down there to make sure that everything is in a good order, is in a good place. So if something happens in the audience, out of our control, out of my control, I will wait until it's our time to interfere with the situation. Another thing is, what if there's a guitar string that's cut? I always have backup guitars. Alexander has backup guitars. In all of my years of being a musician, I've never seen a bass guitar string, I've never seen it. So hopefully it won't happen. The same for drums. If there's if the stick breaks, which happens, usually drummers have a couple extra pairs. Usually, my drummer Andres, he plays kind of like he's going to war. So we have to wait and see. I should tell him that the drum, like the snare and the cymbals that we have, are from the personal collection of my friend. We got to be a bit careful. But another thing is that we go above or under our timing. If we go above the 45 minutes and we have, for whatever reason, one song left to play, we just cut everything. We cut our losses. We just cut the show. We say thank you, good night, and we invite people to stay for the next show, for Octopulse, which I'm assuming is going to be the reason for a lot of people, since apparently, I don't know the band. I really don't know the band, but apparently there are people who know the band. So that means there's going to be audiences that are going to, cross-pollinate, which is good for everybody. One of my plans for after this show is to see if we can register for a bunch of opening acts for a different bunch of bands that are coming to Strasbourg. What else? There was one more thing that I was thinking about. If we go under, if for whatever reason we play 32 minutes and there's 10 minutes left and we have nothing to do, we will play one of the songs. We will play one of the songs again, and we just say thank you and we just leave earlier. It is better to leave earlier than to leave later, right? And finally, what happens if one of us just does not show up? What if somebody gets sick? What if somebody just decides, I don't want to do music anymore? Happens. I remember once we had a radio gig several years back, and 20 minutes before we were supposed to go on the radio stage, our lead violin player said to the band manager, you need to pay essentially you need to pay us the whole thing right now, otherwise we won't play. And the band manager, he said, we had an understanding, you're supposed to get paid half now, half later, something like that. Long story short, we ended up leaving because we had this huge clash with the team and with the band. So if something like this happens, we're not getting paid. We are getting paid, but it's being done through the official systems, and it is not being paid to me. It is getting paid to technically Cheyenne's company, because he has a music company here. I don't, because I'm a different kind of deal and contract in France. So if that happens, if they don't pay us, I will cover I've told the band that if whatever happens in the financial situations, I will cover the difference. It's my show. They are honoring me. They're giving me the privilege of playing my songs. So it's my responsibility. What else? I think that's pretty much it. The only thing that could go wrong is if we forget a part, or if I forget a lyric. That happens a lot, and we just go on. The good thing about being a new-ish band is that nobody knows your songs that much. And that means if you make dramatic mistakes, nobody will know. They will just assume it's a part of a song. As long as you just keep a straight face and make sure that, you know, you play the part. Anyway, prints done, papers ready. I went and checked the stage, wasn't there. Talked to the band, everything is set for tomorrow night. So I guess the next gig vlog is going to be the last one, which will probably be about the show and post-show, because I want to talk about the post-show as well. So maybe the next gig vlog, which will be the last one, is going to be the longest one. Thank you so much for watching. If this whole gig vlog thing has been your jam, if this video has fallen into your, algorithm lap, it would be super cool if you could do the YouTube thing and subscribe to the channel. I recently passed 400 subscribers, which is kind of cool. Let's see if I can get to 500 by the end of the year. That's my plan. Anyway, other than that, stay safe, stay sane. I'll be seeing you very soon. Keep rocking, keep drinking a lot of water. It's very hot. And yep, peace.